Tune into the Shah Parali Law Show every Thursday at 10 a.m. and every Friday at 12 p.m. right here on Desi 1170 a.m., radio that listens to you.
If you own a property and have a second mortgage on it, and if you want to keep this property and get rid of the second loan, attorney Shah Parali can help. Call 510-742-5887. Due to the uncertain economy, many people have settled their debts for a fraction of its value. It's recommended to use an experienced lawyer to deal with it. Shah Parali is an experienced debt settlement attorney and has handled hundreds of such cases successfully. There are no upfront fees for debt settlement. Only when you win, you pay. Call Shah Parali, attorney at law, at 510-742-5887 or visit yourdebtsettlementattorney.com for a free assessment. This is just an advertisement. No attorney-client relationship is established by this ad. The law does not guarantee success. Call 510-742-5887.
And now, from the San Francisco Bay Area studios, KLOK proudly presents to you the prominent attorney Shah Parali for the Shah Parali Law Show, coming at you with over 50,000 watts of power. The Shah Parali Law Show, where all your views matter.
Hello everybody. Assalamu alaikum, sastika, namaskar to all the listeners. This is attorney Shah Parali for the special Friday Shah Parali Law Show. Unfortunately, yesterday we couldn't do the show live, and Franco was very nice enough to kind of put things together for me. And we are going to cover different topics on immigration, of course. The lines will be open. You can call if you have any questions on immigration, whether it's employment-based, family-based, you name it. If I can answer, I will be more than glad to answer. And anything I'm going to tell you today is for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. The number to our office, 510-742-5887. And the number to the studio today is 408-912-5565. 408-912-5565. And few announcements, of course, on immigration side. A lot of things are happening. One of the things that we are seeing a lot of people getting now with this new memo that came out on October 25th, where basically they are reviewing all the cases, even transfers, amendments, as if they were new applications. What it means is basically they are going back in time and really kind of putting things together and giving out time to people, unfortunately. But we have to deal with that. And please be ready to get RFEs, and RFEs are being issued pretty much now on every cases, so be ready for that. Let me take one caller. Franco, this is Shah Parali, you're live on air.
Hi, I have a quick question. Recently,
yes,
I think yesterday, something came in the news that they have increased the minimum wage requirements from 60,000 to 90,000. It was passed by House Judiciary Committee. What would be the impact of this on, a lot of people who are, outside California in areas where the salaries are low, and a lot of people with, $65,000 salaries, and their companies are not going to be able to, get them a jump of $90,000. So what would be the repercussion, and how soon is this going to become a law?
Well, that's good you brought it up, but I have not really seen how the House is going to deal with that. But I think if it becomes law, but you have to understand, until it's signed by Trump, which he will probably sign it, if it goes to the Senate, I don't know if it already passed the Senate because I didn't follow on this part, but the only thing I know is if it goes through, then you're going to have issues, of course, of the idea is basically to root out all those small H-1B cases. And so people will either have to be paid a higher salary, or they will not be under H-1B, and that's going to definitely create a big havoc in the industry. For California, people might be okay because the salary is already high, but when it comes to other places, it will become really difficult on the employers. But we'll have to wait and see, because I have not really kind of dissect that law. I've been so busy recently, but I will. What I'll do is that I'll work on it, and then on the next show, I'll cover it on my YouTube channel. So let me just read it and see what is in there really, and then I will get back to you. But I know this was itching, it was coming, but I don't know exactly how this will go. We have to see it become law, then we can really kind of analyze it. Okay?
And, even for IT jobs, I think, a lot of companies can afford to pay $90K, but there are a lot of people who are on non-IT jobs on H-1B, like dietitians, nurses, and things like that. I don't think in that profession they can ever get to that salary range. So, I'm not sure if this is just for IT or all H-1Bs in general. So
it's probably going to be for all H-1Bs. I don't think they will limit it to IT. If they put H-1B, the entire idea is to pretty much kind of making it hard to get an H-1B, or discourage companies from hiring people on H-1B. But ultimately, this is going to choke business, because people don't hire people on H-1B just because they are paid less. They hire them because they really need them. So let's see how this is going to unfold. But ultimately, there will be a lot of businesses complaining, etc. So we'll see how this law becomes really low. But let me kind of analyze it further. Probably in the next show, I'll talk about this. Okay? All right?
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Good luck to you. I'm so sorry I didn't have time to read that. But just to let people know, yes, there are a lot of laws which are becoming almost abusive now towards H-1B, but we'll have to deal with that, and hopefully we will see things working in a way that H-1B has survived, by the way. Excuse me. H-1B has survived for 50 plus years now, almost going on 60 years, so it will still survive. But small companies, especially consulting companies, might be going through a hard time, and they're already going through a lot of hard time. But ultimately, not only small companies, it will kind of increase, because, like I said, they still need those people in H-1B. It's not like they're doing it to pay people less. Is because of the productivity of people in H-1B, and plus also because there is a shortage of knowledgeable people in the field. That's why we have H-1B, and it's been there, like I said, for 50 plus years. So taking it out is going to be a big headache for this government. But at the same time, they're making everything more and more difficult, and that's what I was talking about. For example, if you look at the new memo that came out in in October, where basically they're saying now, and we are seeing it already, like every H-1B, they're going back in time and reviewing the entire case. So if that person by mistake fell out of status or went to school, I am even seeing cases where people are pretty much getting RFEs on their CPTs. Some people have used CPTs a lot, and once you pass 12 months on CPTs, more than 12 months, is becoming another headache too. And I'm going to talk about that next, but first I was going to kind of cover more about this new memo that, not new now, it's been 3 weeks, but this is starting to have an impact, because what is happening, they are questioning every single thing, from people who got their degree, who got their case filed under master's gap, and technically were either going to a profit school or a non-public school or non-accredited. All those things are happening, and we're seeing them. And these are things that they were not really digging until now. Well, they do dig into that. I've seen it before, but now it's going to become more and more common. So you need to be ready. And now if you are in CPT, that's another thing that a lot of people, CPT is a curriculum practical training for students who are on F1. Unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, the CPT has been used a lot for some people who really needed to complete their work, or who were not able to get an H-1B, or at the same time, their school is pretty much offering that and as incorporated in their curriculum. And what happens now is USCIS is starting, for example, people who have their H-1B file, they're looking how many years those people are using those CPTs, and that's becoming a big headache because a lot of people have been using it, and now they're saying more than 12 months. It seems like you are in violation of the CPT. They're not really citing any law. All they're saying is that's an abuse of it. So we need to always factor in all those now before people start jumping on one thing to another. So be very careful if you're filing, if you're using CPT. I've said that before, but now I'm repeating it, and it's really kind of proving to be unfortunately true, that they are really looking into everything, including your past, including things that under the previous administration they were not really taking so much into consideration. Now we're seeing them doing that. So it is important to, if you're an H-1B or pending green card or you name it, and employment-based or non-employment based, to make sure that all your paperwork are in order, the school you're going to is okay, etc., etc. So it's very, very important that you get a lawyer to review your case now, because even simple cases now can really turn into a nightmare, and they are kind of not denying cases, but for example, people are filing a transfer, they are approving it partially. That means basically they're approving the transfer part, but they're not approving what we call the part of the I-94 for whatever reason. So it is important that you make sure that whenever you have a situation like that, if you're eligible, if you can do consular processing, you're okay, and that means the company has to be strong, the end client letter has to be there, etc., etc. So it's very problematic right now what is going on, and we encourage people, if they need help, give us a call, 510-742-5887, 510-742-5887. Now, having said that, also, I wanted to congratulate the team for 2 wins on 2 EB1As. We're still winning those EB1s, and I'm very proud of the team for working hard on all those cases. Of course, we don't win it all, and we don't know it all. So we can only do so much in cases. Sometimes people want us to do something, and we cannot do it. And, of course, some people understand, some people don't understand, but that's the way it is. We can only do so much when it comes to those cases, especially in those tough times. So it is important that you contact an attorney to work on your case, especially an attorney who's experienced, because unfortunately not many attorneys are really familiar how the system works. And even those who are familiar, it is complicated. So imagine now who those who are not familiar. Sometimes you speak a language when it comes to immigration that only immigrants and lawyers understand. Well, not every lawyer, but lawyers in the field that who can understand. Even lawyers in the field, if they're not kind of focusing in this area, they will not really be able to answer the questions. Because if you look at, for example, all those laws that attaches to H-1B, it's not just a matter of getting things done. It's also a matter of making sure that this person can actually stay here, or also down the road that person is not going to be affected. For example, someone unlawfully staying is one thing, but unlawfully working is also another thing. So it's important that you know all the laws before you just jump in on anything. So having said that, now we see we are of course seeing a lot of difficulties that H-1Bs are facing. Excuse me. So, I don't know. Do you have a caller, Franco? This is Shapra. Are you alive in here? Hello? Okay. I'm sorry. I thought we had a caller. So, I know this is a new show, so it will. Many people don't know about it yet. Hopefully, they will know. And these are special shows that we are giving on Friday. Our regular time is usually Thursday from 10 to 11. But we also have added one more show now from noon to 1 for the Chaparral Law Show, covering different topics on immigration. And again, if you want to call, 408-912-5565, or if you want to call our office for a consultation, 510-742-5887, 510-742-5887. 510-742-5887. The website to check is attorneyonair.com, attorneyonair.com. And I think on Thursday, Franco, we will not be doing the show. It will be a recorded show. It will be Thanksgiving time. So I say to everybody, happy Thanksgiving. The truth is, Thanksgiving is one of those festivals which is very neutral and which is celebrated pretty much by everybody. So it is important that it's not only on Thanksgiving that we have to think about those who are in need, but all the time. So it is something that I wanted to kind of say, not only happy Thanksgiving for the turkey, but for really thinking about sharing with others. So for those who have not been, for next Thursday, if you're hearing this show next Thursday, it won't be live. So I say happy Thanksgiving. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Shapra. You're live in here.
Hey,
hello.
I was listening to... Hey, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah. So for the last few minutes, I was listening on the radio about the immigration rules getting tightened up. So just had a question. I'm already on EAD, and my priority date is like more than 1 year away for EB2. And it's been long. I changed my job. I know I'm eligible to change my job because I have an EAD. But do you think because of all these immigration rules and all getting tightened up, is it a good idea to change now or just hold on till I get my GC? What do you think?
Okay, it all depends on your situation, okay? So if you're going to change a job anyway, it's a good time to do it now instead of later, because once you get the green card, it is recommended to at least stay with the company for a while and then change job. Before that, under AC-21, you can move to another company as long as you meet two requirements. Number one, 180 days has passed since the I-45 was filed. And number two, you have to move to a same or similar position. If you meet both requirements and you're getting a good job offer, feel free to move, but make sure they file the AC-21 Supplement J and the INA 245, the Form I-45 to Supplement to J. It's very important that you get this filed. But a lot of people are moving, and it's not a big problem. But now, if you are not getting a good offer, the company is not strong on the other side, then I recommend staying here until you get the green card and even a little bit after that. But otherwise, if you're getting a good job offer and you meet the two requirements, then go for it.
Okay. And just a follow-up question. You said after getting a green card, it's good not to change. For how long is that?
Well, that's $1 million question. Usually, most of the time, we take 6 months to 1 year. The reason for that is basically you're showing that the genuineness of the application. Because if back in the days, people used to kind of almost sell the green card. They will give them, and as soon as they get it, they move to something else. So it is a good idea. But if you plan to move, you can still move, but make sure that you run it by an experienced attorney. You can give us a call, 510-742-5887. But there's no hard and fast rule on that, 6 months to 1 year. It is recommended at least 6 months. But now, if you're getting a good job offer, and you were moving, and you can prove that your initial green card was filed in a bona fide filing, that means in good faith, then you can even move earlier than that. It's just not recommended to do it before 6 months. Okay?
Okay. Thanks a lot. That's very
good luck to you. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Attorney Shaparali, and we are live on air today. And today is the 17th of November, and I was talking about Thanksgiving. If you're hearing this show on Thanksgiving, it is a recorded show. We will not be on air on that day. Of course, it's Thanksgiving, so we just wanted to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. And at the same time, our heart goes to all those people affected by the earthquake, especially in Iran and Iraq. They're already suffering there, so now the earthquake is not very helpful. And I saw the images of the devastation. It happened few days ago, but I think almost 1 week ago. But still, now they are counting the dead, and it's a lot of people. And I recommend that for those who believe in God, pray, and hopefully we don't get the same thing in California, because things are really shaking up in the world in terms of earthquakes. So now, having said that, this is a footnote. I wanted to again thank Franco for really kind of making things smooth for us, and Franco, I can never say enough thank you to you for really helping us, and hats off to your good work. And also Gwen, of course, giving us that opportunity. I wanted to say do a special shout out for her for really kind of putting this together for us. And now I was covering the issues that we are seeing. The other thing that happened is, of course, the visa bulletin came out. As far as I see, no great movement when it comes to EB2. Religious workers, I think, moved a little bit, but at the end of the day, the EB2, the one that everybody is waiting for, is pretty much almost stagnant, and that's not really helpful. It's moving, but it's moving at a very slow pace. The only good news is that we didn't see a retrogression when it comes to EB2 India, and for those who can benefit from an EB1, either it's an EB1A, EB1B, or EB1C, I recommend that you go for it. And I'm going to kind of cover EB1A, a few quick questions that might be able to help you to make a decision if you do qualify for EB1A, because we're getting a lot of them approved, and we're very proud to do that. And also national interest waivers for those who are born outside India or China, you might want to look into that. National interest waiver is what we call a self-petition. That means you don't need an employer to do that. It's an EB2 category, and it ultimately gives you a green card. I have done national interest waivers for people inside the U.S. or even outside, because this can be filed while you're outside. For example, for those listening out there abroad, you can file for a national interest waiver if you are born in a country which doesn't have a retrogression. For example, we did cases for people from Brazil, from Pakistan, from some other countries where, they were from India, but they were born in the Middle East and things like that. And the advantage of filing, it's a straight green card, and this green card belongs to you. You're not dependent on a company. National interest waiver is basically a self-petition. Plus, it doesn't really. The standard is the New York State Transit test, which is the biggest one, and you can read more about it on our website, attorneyonair.com. Now, I'm going to talk about one of the things that a lot of people ask us today. I'm going to hope I can cover EB1A at least and EB1C, because EB1B is very close to EB1A, except it's a little bit less in terms of proof, but you need an employer. EB1A is a self-petition also, just like national interest waiver, and technically you need to prove 3 out of the 10 I'm going to mention here, but all I'm giving you here is a kind of a guideline. So sometimes people tend to just look at it literally, and this is not a literal kind of analysis or even a straightforward. Oftentimes you have something and you cannot, you don't include it, and you don't win the case. At the same time, you might have a lot and then you still get denied because it was too confusing the way it was prepared. So I'm going to cover 10 points, and you have to have at least 3 of them to get an EB1A. Have you received any lesser nationally or internationally recognized prizes or awards for excellence in the field of endeavor? What it means is basically international prizes. We are talking not necessarily Nobel prizes, but something which is really quite recognized. So it will be one factor that you can use. Are you a member of an association that require outstanding achievement of their members as judged by recognized national or international experts? You have those big associations or clubs, or how you call it, where basically you have to be really at the top to get even a membership in there. So if you are one of them, it will be another factor you can use. And remember, you have to meet 3 of them, but 3 is not really enough, unfortunately. You might want to load it with a little bit more. The third one is there published materials in professional or major trade publications or major media about you that relates to your field of work. Okay, this is very important because people have their names published sometimes in newspapers, but at the end of the day, it might be for something else. For some, maybe their good work or some general things. So it is important that it is related to your field of work. So that's another factor. And then the other one, have you participated in panels or individuals as a judge of the work of others in the same or allied field of a specialization? So what we are talking here is basically judging the work of others. If you have that, it will be very, very helpful. Then the next one is, have you made any original scientific, scholarly, or business contributions that are of major significance? This is where we kind of cover scientists, or people with patents. So, or you have done something which is major, of major significance, or contributed something really major. So that's another factor that you can use. And the other one, have you authored scholarly articles in professional journals or major media? This is the most common one for people filing EB1A because they have publications. A lot of them, oftentimes, they're cited as Google Scholar on Google Scholar because they're scholars, and also for basically it's pretty much the business not business scholarly contributions that are the main things that we're looking at. Then, have you authored scholarly articles or in professional journals or other major media? Yeah, that one is pretty straightforward. You have to have articles that was published in those professional journals, etc. Have your work been displayed at an artistic exhibitions or showcases? This applies usually for artists, including actors, etc. So it's interesting note that you can get EB1A for them. And then, have you played a leading critical role in an organization with a distinguished reputation? So if you have played a major role in a big company or a big organization, it is another plus point. And remember, again, you have to meet 3 of them, and I have reached almost number 8, I think. Have you or will you command a high salary for your services? That's another important factor they look at. Are you going to make above the average? That makes a difference ultimately to how you win or lose a case. Have you enjoyed commercial successes in performing arts? Those for our artists again, but of course it can be crafted and really kind of be used for other cases. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we are talking about here is EB1A, and EB1A is a self-petition. That means you don't need an employer. So, and regarding the requirement 2, you can show that basically by getting letters from employers, documents that shows that you have commitments with them, like for example contracts, etc., and a statement detailing your plans or how you intend to continue working in the field in the United States. So this is kind of explaining quickly what we need to put in there. But the main part that you have to get are those 10 points, and we have that on our website if you search for it. So it should be there. It's on frequently asked questions on the top after latest updates, and then under latest updates. And of course, you can click on the part which you want to read, or the whole thing. It's not a long article. It's pretty much in point form. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, this is Attorney Sharpur-Ali, and we're live on air today. It's November 17, 2017, for a special edition Friday show with Franco and Sharpur-Ali. And if you want to call for any questions on immigration, the number to the studio, 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. And of course, if you're listening to this show in Thanksgiving, it is not a live show, so you won't be able to reach anybody. So if you want, of course, you can call our office, 510-742-5887. So I was talking about EB1 a Of course, EB1A, the self-petition, which is not very common because it covers people from who are really at the top in their field, but it is not that uncommon, by the way. We've done a bunch of them. We just got one approved. I wanted to congratulate Sharif for that, for working on this case. And really, it's not about what if you have a PhD or not, because a lot of people think you have to have a PhD to get an EB1, but that's far from the truth. What they are really looking at are those 10 factors, out of which you have to meet 3 of them, and at least 4 that make things a little bit easier. So make sure that whenever you are dealing with such cases, that you have a good lawyer by your side, because now this is becoming so complicated that any small mistake will cost you. So now the other thing I wanted to mention, and we've been mentioning this from the beginning of the show, but I think I'm going to take a quick break, Franco, and then we will talk a little bit more about all the issues that now we are facing with the new administration. And again, like I say, anything I'm telling you today is for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. If you have any questions, the number to our office, 510-742-5887. We're going to take a quick break, Franco. We'll be back after those messages.
Tune into the Shah Parali Law Show every Thursday at 10 a.m. and every Friday at 12 p.m. right here on Desi 1170 a.m., radio that listens to you.
If you own a property and have a second mortgage on it, and if you want to keep this property and get rid of the second loan, attorney Shah Parali can help. Call 510-742-5887. Due to the uncertain economy, many people have settled their debts for a fraction of its value. It's recommended to use an experienced lawyer to deal with it. Shah Parali is an experienced debt settlement attorney and has handled hundreds of such cases successfully. There are no upfront fees for debt settlement. Only when you win, you pay. Call Shah Parali, attorney at law, at 510-742-5887 or visit yourdebtsettlementattorney.com for a free assessment. This is just an advertisement. No attorney-client relationship is established by this ad. The law does not guarantee success. Call 510-742-5887.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is Attorney Shah Parali, and like I said, if you're listening to the show on Thanksgiving, please note that this will be a recorded show. But if today we are November 17th, 2017, coming close to the end of the year. After Thanksgiving, we're going to get ready for the end of the year. So I wanted to let everybody know that it is important now that you understand what is happening right there in the immigration. It's so complicated that even sometimes for us who have been practicing for a long time, things get so really kind of convoluted that an answer of today might not be good tomorrow. So be careful on that. You need to double check. Unfortunately, things are moving so fast that it is really a kind of bad. And based on one article, I wanted to mention that this is very important. There is now ultimately there is a decline of students coming to the United States, almost like a 7 to 10% of decline, according to a survey that they made on campuses. And this is really bad because the incomes that are generated with students are really high for those schools, and they kind of help those schools stay alive, actually. And unfortunately now with this decline, and a lot of people are going to Australia, going to Malaysia, you're going to Pakistan, to India, even people coming from India are not going to go to India, but even then they are just staying in India probably to go to school instead of coming to the U.S. because things are really getting difficult for them, and a lot of them are fearful to come to the U.S. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Attorney Shah Parali. We're live on air today. It's Friday, November 17, 2017. Like you heard Franco say earlier, We have a show usually on Thursday, 10 to 11. This is a new special edition show that we are having on Fridays from noon to 1 California time. And of course, again, I will open the line 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. So let me kind of cover another topic which is very, very important right now also. It's the topic of debt settlement, because this is another thing that we can help people with. It's not immigration. We help a lot of immigrants, but it's basically getting rid of debts without having to file bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is a headache, plus it stays on your account for a long time. Debt settlement is different. It's a negotiation. We cut the debt off. You pay a certain amount, and you're out of it. And ultimately, if you need, you can rebuild your life faster, and your business or anything that are related to finances can be fixed. So it doesn't apply to everybody. You have to show a hardship. A hardship can be anything from a newborn to parents coming to you name it. So if you need help, give us a call, 510-742-5887, 510-742-5887. Now, let me go back to immigration. I was mentioning a little bit earlier about the student visa. So the student visa, but the truth is, it is not something that is for people, and it's not every time that you can get a chance to come on a student visa. But when you get a chance, you have to take that chance. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think now I'm going to ask Franco. I'm going to not stay too long on the show today, so we're going to close the show in a few minutes. And if you need help, give us a call, 510-742-5887, 510-742-5887. So, and thank you for listening. And the same show will play next Thursday and Friday on Thanksgiving. And I wanted to thank you again for listening. And if you have any question, like I said, please call our office. The website to check, attorneyonair.com, attorneyonair.com. Anything I'm telling you today is for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. And I say goodbye. Have a nice weekend and happy Thanksgiving. Take care, Franco, and take care, everybody, and we will be back the week after that live. Take care. Bye.
Info@beerables.com